What's up everybody, Christian James here. Today's video, the Toronto Zoo is having secret drag queen events for children. Let's go. Now regardless what people think of zoos, if a zoo is a good place, a bad place, a place for conservation, a place for animals that have been mistreated to be rehoused, whatever, or it's a place where people kidnap wild animals and put them on display for people to stare at for large sums of money and then buy overpriced food and cuddly teddy bears for the children. Nonetheless, the Toronto Zoo, Canada's largest zoo as far as I know, one of my favorite zoos to go to, is apparently having secret drag queen events for children. Now look, if you like drag queens, that's fine. But children are children, and children need to be protected. And if it's something that you have to hide from people, clearly it's something children should not see. Let's take a look.
Menzies for Rebel News here at the Toronto Zoo. And you know, folks, when it comes to who's who in the zoo, well, you'll find plenty of lions and tigers and bears, oh my. But today, there is a special species on display, and a lot of people have serious concerns about that. This new species for today, well, it's known as drag queens. And the question is why? A zoo is a family-friendly entertainment facility. It's not a cabaret. It's not a strip club. So why are there drag queen events here today, some of which are being directed at children? It's absolutely baffling. And I can tell you, I am here with Sarah. Sarah and her family are Toronto Zoo members. And Sarah, you reached out to me about your concerns about what's going on in the zoo, and I very much appreciate that. You are a true mama bear in my book. Sarah, why don't we begin with that? What are your concerns with the Toronto Zoo staging these drag queen events?
Well, David, we want to feel safe when we come here, and we don't want to feel like we're being backed into a corner. We live close by. I bring my kids here to feel safe. I don't want them to see scantily clad, dressed men walking around the zoo. 90% of the guests are children. Why?
Well, Mama Bear, that's simply not true. But look, here's what it is. It's a zoo. People are there to see animals. If you want to go to drag events, you should go to drag clubs, drag spaces. You go to Church Street in Toronto. You go to places where there's pride events that make sense. You want to have, pride flags up for Pride Month. The Toronto Zoo is a publicly funded facility. I completely understand how that works. But why drag events at the zoo? It doesn't make any sense. It's a zoo. The zoo is for conservation. The zoo is for education. The zoo is for school trips. The zoo is for family trips. The zoo has nothing to do with that type of event. That's the entire thing. It's ludicrous. You get in where you fit in, and nobody in the world's like, I'm going to go to the zoo today and see a drag event and then go check out polar bears. It doesn't make any sense. That's the biggest problem. It's not that the people have drag events. It's where you have the event. Like, why can't I have a strip club at the zoo? It's not for children. It's 19 plus, but I'm at the zoo and I want to see some boobies. Why can't I see it at the zoo? You see how ludicrous it is?
They have drag queens at the zoo.
Indeed, and one of the events is Drag Queen Story Time. That is specifically targeted to children. Bizarrely, there's a drag queen, I guess it's like a dance event later on in the evening, and inexplicably it says it's intended for a mature audience, but all are welcome and all would be presumably children. Well, wait a minute. Either it's like a restricted movie or it isn't. So I'm getting a lot of mixed messages here.
Yes.
Well, the message is, if you want your kids to see it, bring them. If you don't, don't. Look, it's nothing that's rated R. There's no nudity. It's I think everybody's seen a clip of it at some time in life, right? It's the same crap over and over. Twirling around like a jackass doing the splits or something. It's just dudes and pumps, right? But again, it doesn't make sense at the zoo. It's weird to bring your children, but if you're a person who brings their children these type of events, I guess that's okay, as long as, there's no nudity and it doesn't get too racy and weird. But at the end of the day, the zoo is for animals. The zoo is not for this, people.
And it opens up potential sinister possibilities too. 6 o'clock, like children should be at home having dinner, winding down for bed. Why do they need to be around children? Like, what's this incessant obsession with being intimate with your children? Like, they already have the drag story. Why do they need to have the event? And I have to note that these events are taking place on Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
So another attempt to dismantle the family unit.
Yes.
It's just appalling, and it's lunacy. And, you know, like 10 years ago, like, I would never have imagined that this is a possibility, to have drag queens reading to children. And, you know, and you have to draw a line somewhere. Like, what's going to happen in the next 10 years? If you don't put a stop to it, what's going to happen in the next 10 years?
And Sarah, I think you've nailed the point here. It's not that I'm anti-drag queen performances. Like I said, if you're in a licensed adult club, you know, hey, whatever floats your boat. But we have age appropriateness guidelines for everything. A driver's license, for voting, alcohol, lottery tickets, marijuana, you name it. Why has that age appropriateness guide?
Okay, first of all, the driver's license, the lottery tickets, the alcohol, the cigarettes, those are not guidelines. They're a law, right? There's a lot of guidelines. Like a 14A movie, a rated R movie, you can take your children to see those movies, right? Things you have to sign a waiver because children can't do them on their own. Those are age appropriateness things, right? They're within a guideline. But the other things are a law. Children can't do certain things, but these are up to parents' permission. Again, if it was a strip club, you can't bring your children in, but there's no nudity. It's just something children should not see because it doesn't, like you said, it's just not supposed to be at the damn zoo. How hard is this?
When it comes to this whole drag queen thing, why is it being erased?
That's a good question. Like, it's really disgusting, and it's very disturbing that they don't feel a need to protect children and their families. Like, families should feel safe going to the zoo. I mean, the zoo is not a strip club.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have burlesque female dancers reading to your children and having events with them, or strippers. So why drag queens?
You told me that one of the Storytime drag queens, it's a performer by the name of Juicebox, and you had a bit of a dialogue on social media with him. First of all, you came across photos of him that would probably meet the benchmark of pornography. But secondly, before he ended up blocking you, what did he say to you?
So
Look, there's three sides to every story. Her side, his side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. Bottom line, strip clubs, burlesque shows, drag queens don't belong to the zoo. It's for animals, it's for conservation, it's for field trips, it's for education, it's for families, it's for friends, it's for fun. It's not for burlesque of any type, any sort. This goes on too damn long. At the end of the day, if you want to go see that shit, you should see it at the right place. But hey, the Toronto Zoo is publicly funded. It's going to keep happening. They get kicked out of the event later on. But look, at the end of the day, why can't we keep things for what they're supposed to be? At the end of the day, the zoo is for what the hell I said it's for 5 fucking times. This video is too long. These people go on too long. But at the end of the day, you want your kids to see it. Don't take them there on that day. And if you really don't like it, don't go to the Toronto Zoo. End of story. Guidelines are guidelines. Laws are laws. And unfortunately, if you don't agree with this, this is currently a guideline. And if you don't like it, get it turned into a law where children can no longer go see drag queens because you don't like dudes in dresses. I don't fucking know. I would take my children. I'm out.